Klaus, and I'm the creator of Stick It to the Man.
Let's start by talking a little about what your goals were heading into this game.
Well, we're creating a kind of new point-and-click adventure where it's actually a mix of point-and-click, old classic point-and-click adventure together with platforming. So it's actually kind of like a platforming game, but yeah, it has a point-and-click adventure parts in it.
What's the actual gameplay story?
Well, it's actually about a character called Ray who, from one day when he's walking back from home, he gets hit in the head with a giant bucket of something strange. He wakes up in a hospital and he has gained mind-reading controls and mind-reading powers actually. So he gets this giant pink arm that he can shoot into anybody's brain, and you can actually hear what they're thinking with voiceover. So we got like 10 hours of voiceover. You can stick this arm into anybody's brain and actually hear what they're thinking. So it's a really interesting game actually in that way.
How do you utilize that as a gameplay mechanic, and how does knowing what people are thinking help you as you navigate?
Yeah, so basically you're trying to figure out what's going on with yourself, of course. That's the biggest issue of it, and you start getting chased by the man. That's why the game is called Stick It to the Man. And so you try to figure out, and Ray's kind of like a weird sort of mix between Homer Simpson's and Woody Allen, I would guess, you know. So he's really scared and wants to find out why is he going crazy, what's going on, you know. So he starts a journey of trying to find out what's going on, and as he does this, he uses the arm to basically find out what other people's problems are and tries to help them on the way to get him towards his own goal. So you find all these weird and funny, crazy situations that he ends up in, where he actually has to read people's mind, figure out what they want or what they don't want. And the cool thing about it is that you can also, when you read people's mind, you have little mind bubbles that comes up, and inside these mind bubbles you have stickers. And you can grab these stickers and take them out of the mind bubbles and actually use them in the environment. You'll see that the game itself is set in a sort of paper environment. So you can take these stickers and put it on people. You can also put stickers inside empty mind bubbles to change what they're thinking about. So it's really quite interesting that way.
Can you talk about, you said it's a blend between platform and the traditional point and click. So how are you pushing things forward in terms of interactivity from a platform perspective?
Well, so there's a part where, of course, that you it's classic point and click, but then there's a part where he started getting chased. So you have these agents that start chasing him. So there's a way where you can actually use the arm to sort of snap around the world itself. You can slap it on these little pins and you can drag yourself around, almost like Bionic Commander or something like that, I would guess, you know. And you can use this to get away from the agents, because you can't fight them. You have to always try to get away from them. So it's really stressful and hard to get around these objects. And it's quite fun actually.
What platforms will this be available and when?
It's coming out, well, it's already come out on PlayStation 3, and you can try it on Steam, but now we're releasing it on PS4 and Xbox One. So,
what has Next Gen allowed you to do in terms of enhancing the gameplay?
Well, one thing that's pretty cool about the PS4 version is that when you're mind-reading people, we're using the little speaker that's inside the controller, and you hear every mind read and every thought coming out of the speaker from the controller, which is kind of cool because you got the world from the screen itself, but then you have the close-up sound of what's actually inside your head, what you hear from the speaker from the controller. That's really nice. And then of course we're running a game in like, well, it's running in 1080 and it's in full frame rate, and we had to double up all the textures and everything. So it's really nice to work on that platform.